The Irish and How They Got That Way by Porchlight Theater Company at Ruth Page Center is an entertaining but arguably superficial look at Irish history, particularly as it pertains to Irish American heritage. The production is essentially a review or series of Irish songs strung together with a narrative by Frank McCourt, author of the Pulitzer Prize-winning book Angela's Ashes, including about 35 songs or song segments, very well performed by Emily Goldberg, Michael Mahler, Leah Morrow, and Luke Nowakowski, with music direction and additional music arrangements by David Fiorello, and original musical arrangements by Rusty McGee. Also additional musician Elian DeBias. Director David Giormo keeps the story moving and the overall theme upbeat and fast-paced. The simple set design features 3 cloth sails as a backdrop with projected historical and evocative images assembled by digital designer Max Maxon. McCourt's style is to take a somewhat comical view of tragedy, which he does here in his History of the Irish People, that includes their mistreatment by the British, the infamous potato famine, their less than welcoming arrival in America that included job notices stating Irish need not apply, while not shying away from the stereotypic love for drink that incidentally had a devastating effect on his own family. The production takes time to celebrate the contribution of the Irish to the building of America, specifically as it pertains to mining and railroad work. The narrator suggests that you need only trace your finger across a map of the railroads in America to find the graves of thousands of Irishmen. These contributions ultimately led to Irish participation in trade unions and politics. The production also pays tribute to those of Irish descent who served in the military, beginning with their participation in the Revolutionary War, then the American Civil War on both sides, as well as World War I and World War II. Not only as soldiers, but in spirit, such as George M. Cohan, who gave us songs like You're a Grand Old Flag, Yankee Doodle Dandy, and Over There. In light of current immigration issues, it's easy for descendants of earlier immigrants, such as the Irish, Italians, and Poles for that matter, to forget or be ignorant of the fact that their forebears not that long ago were subject to the same racial slurs and vitriol that newer immigrant groups now face. Publications like Harper's Weekly and Punch portrayed Irish immigrants with exaggerated animalistic features, equating them to various apes, including gorillas, implying that Irish people were biologically inferior and prone to violence. Signs and editorials described Irish workers as invaders who would steal jobs. Newspapers and labor groups sometimes framed Irish immigrants as a threat to America, flooding the market and undercutting wages. This rhetoric helped to fuel riots and mob violence in cities like Philadelphia and New York. Some newspapers suggested that the Irish were pouring into our cities to steal elections, warning that Irish voters would corrupt the ballot box. This is partly the job of theater, to hold up a mirror and reflect our own history, our accomplishments, our humanity, sometimes ugly, but always real. On one level, this is a joyous expression of the Irish people through song, but it's also a reminder of pain and struggle, but with a wink and a nod, because Frank McCourt wants us to see the absurdity of life and the humor in being human. You'll probably love this if you're of Irish heritage because of the familiarity of the songs and background message. If you're a few generations removed or have no Irish heritage, you will likely find some insight into this segment of America that makes up about 10% of the overall population. The Irish and How They Got That Way by Porchlight Theater Company is at Ruth Page Center for the Arts, 1016 North Dearborn Street, Chicago, through March 15, 2026. Runtime is about 110 minutes with one intermission. Tickets are available at porchlightmusictheater.org or by calling the Porchlight box office at 773-777-9884. This is Reno Lovison reminding you, as always, if you need marketing or video assistance for your business or organization, contact renoweb.net. We're also available to help you create your own video family history or personal video memoir. Contact me directly by emailing reno@renoweb.net. Now I'm going to conclude this episode with a version of Danny Boy recorded by me several years ago at the Roots Room. So, happy St. Paddy's Day.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you must go and I must buy. But come ye back when sun is on the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. Then I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And if you come when all the flowers are dying and I am dead, and dead I might be, then go and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I will know, though soft you tread above me, and though my grave will warm and sweeter be, if you just stop and tell me that you love me, I'll simply rest in peace. You come to me. Live from the Richmond, Danny.